Hey guys, this is Jill and Darren with Stoke Events Podcast.
And we're talking all things wedding and event planning. But you know we're not stopping there as we dive headfirst into topical issues related to life, relationships, and overall well-being.
Get ready to have some open and honest conversations as we enjoy this brief dream called life.
This is the Stoic Events Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
Excited about this one. How you been, babe?
Good, busy, crazy.
We've been busy. You hear it all the time. We're busy. We got this weekend off, though.
Yes.
High five.
Got some stuff to do around.
Oh, man, we gotta... That sounds like fun. Can we go do weddings now?
Really? Yes, don't worry. We'll be right back at it next week.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about next week, actually.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do an Indian wedding, right? Mm-hmm. Over Thanksgiving, we're gonna be with our Indian brothers and sisters.
In Bakersfield.
Prior to the wedding, we've been invited cordially to wear their garb as well. So we're pumped about that.
Yeah, it'll be exciting.
Super excited about our first Indian wedding. We went to Bollywood years ago.
Yeah, it was fun.
And that was fun, man. We got all dressed up and it was high class. Super fun.
Yeah. But we didn't dress up like in their attire.
Yeah, that's
so this is going to be different. This will be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. If you can get welcomed into a culture that you're not familiar with or you just never would ever be part of, if you're fortunate enough to be welcomed into that, that's a privilege, man. Let
me ask you something. Did you ever think when we started this business that you would be doing that with different nationalities? Or did you just think it was going to be just pretty much weddings, all like, common?
I've kind of always known that we were going to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Always wanted to do something different. We always say this with the event company is that we want to do every demographic, every class, everything, and I think that that's so much fun to understand where people come from, respect their walks of lives, and learn from them. That's huge.
Well, if you go back to our very, very, very first podcast, which was at Pismo in front of the Rock, remember? And you could barely hear us. What did we said? We wanted to party with the people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, first we said, we want to do a podcast. And then we said, yeah, we want to party with the people.
And that's what we're doing. Partying with the people.
This episode is going to be really good. We're excited about this one, huh?
Yeah, very excited.
We're going to talk about loving your life, man. If you're having a hard time loving your life, as we all have, we're gonna hammer out some stuff right now, right?
I think so.
So why would, people don't, this seems like a simple concept. Oh, it's easy. Love my life. I got all this stuff. I do all this stuff. I'm good. But honestly, there are moments in everyone's lives. You just don't like life, man. You don't even like it. You might think it's crap. You might freaking hate it. Straight hate it. Want to disappear from this place. So. Well,
but here's the thing, we all have goals and we all have aspirations to have something better than what we currently have. But if we don't love what we currently have now, what makes us think we're going to love something when we get it better? There's always going to be, if you don't learn to love your life right now the way it is, how are you going to love your life when you are at the point that you think you need to be at? Because what I have heard, and I believe is true, is every time you rank up, you always get that same feeling of, okay, now what? Okay, next. And so there's never going to be a point in your life where you're just going to be like, everything else is smooth sailing. It's always going to be wanting to ramp up to the next level. So then you're technically could find yourself in a position that you're not happy again.
Yeah.
Even though that was what you said when you were miserable, if I just had this or this or this, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to love my life. Well, then you did attain that stuff. Yeah. And now you're still back to that same thing. Well, now if I can just have the Lamborghini and the house on the beach, then I'm going to love my life.
Yeah, but you think about the first time you ever got your big goal achieved. It might have been a championship in a sports, or it might have been a massive raise at a job, or just a promotion. You're like, dude, I made it. I got it. Mm-hmm. I'm good.
But let's face it, that all goes away.
And then in about 2 weeks, when you're getting ridden even harder at work, you're like, dude, that wasn't worth it. I know it's bigger in the bank account, but I don't feel that way anymore. Or that brand new car.
Right? It's just like you get to the point where you're so excited to get that brand new car, right? Yeah. And then the new smell wears off, and you're like, it's not new anymore.
Yeah.
So that excitement of having that new car only lasts for so long, and then you're like, yeah, cool, whatever.
Yeah, so that's maybe how some people try to fill their lives. And we all know it's temporary, and that's okay. It's okay to enjoy the things of life, right? It's okay to get nice things and have cars and all this stuff, but like you find out that, man, maybe that didn't work out. It didn't get me what I wanted. You know, maybe you're waiting on a promotion, right? Or a car, or any upgrade in your life is always going to make you say, man, maybe that'll make me happier. And sometimes it does make your life a little bit happier because you have a better quality of life, you know?
Well, here's a little spin. You're not promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if you don't love your life now, you might never love your life.
Yeah, always waiting and hoping for that other thing that, man, that's going to make me a little bit happier. But I think that one of the biggest reasons why people cannot love their lives today is because of massive pain. I don't know what it's from, but we all have massive pain. You know, you do. You have to process. I do. Whoever's hearing this has massive pain. You're like, well, you don't understand what. Well, we all have things that we're massive, that we're hurting with. You know, so that is a huge hindrance to be able to say, I just can't love life right now, man. I got all this crap inside of me, you know?
Well, and I think there's a big comparison game. Like, we look at other people and say, oh, well, why can't I have what they have? Or how come they're doing better than me in this area or that area? And I think that is something that today in our society, a lot of people deal with, especially now because of the way technology is and the way that we have the social media and, you know, we can see all these things, but people forget that there's filters. The things that they're seeing on social media isn't necessarily truth. Now we have AI.
The suicide rate when we were in high school in the 90s, the suicide rate was huge between like 17 and 24-year-old males. Massive, right? Now it's really, really massive between like 10 and like 13-year-old girls. It's like, because they just can't measure up to what everyone's telling them, hey, this is what it is.
Or they think they can.
And then you have the next generation and the generation after that still buying all of that as well through social media and measuring up to everyone else. And I can't measure up. How can I love my life? Mm-hmm. So this is where we're at. Always looking at other people, or we have huge pain we haven't dealt with, or there's just something that's hindering us from, man, I got all this right here, right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm just not happy. Just not.
Well, one thing that we did when we were younger, you know, we got married young, right out of high school. So when we started our family right away. And we
got to it.
Yeah. We made the decision that I would stay at home and you would work, right?
Yep.
So
I was old school like that. I said, woman, you're staying home. You're going to watch these kids.
Whatever.
I'm not playing around.
Whatever. You're full of crap. But we didn't always have the nicest of cars, right?
Well, we had some shit buckets. That's what they were. That's what they were, man. Hey, but we took care of them. That's what she's going to tell you.
Oh my God.
That's where we're going.
Okay, so the point is, he already kind of spilled the beans a little bit, but the point is, I was always taught that you take care of everything that you have. If you take care of it well, whether it's what you really wanted or not, then you will be given more. But if you can't take care of the littler things, like we had, what was the car that we had? Chevy.
We had a Chevy Tempo. Oh no, a Ford Tempo. And it was like, what color is it?
Gray.
And then one of the doors got dinged up, so it had a mismatched door.
That was a Pontiac.
I don't know.
That was our Pontiac. Anyway, regardless, we had made it a point to make sure that our car was always clean.
We were cleaning it, man.
Always clean. We always took care of it. We made sure we took care of it, and you know, we really appreciate it. Even though it wasn't my favorite thing to have.
You would have guessed we had a high-end car in the house because I had all the detail and stuff, everything, and it was like, hey, I got to take care of this thing, because if I take care of this, I know I'm gonna be privileged to have something better. And it's always
you're showing God, the universe, whatever you believe in. You're showing the higher power that you are thankful even for this little thing, even though it's not what you want. Because if you're not a good steward of what you have right now, you're not going to be a good steward when you get that Lamborghini. Yeah, you're just not. Yeah, whatever it is your dream car is.
Yeah, we just had a morning walk about that. Our morning walks is about stewardship. So these are all the things why you would say, I can't enjoy life. Maybe you're so pent up inside, just wound up inside all the time, got this, got that, that you just, I don't have time to relax. I don't have time to enjoy life. I don't have time to be in the moment. Well, we're going to get into it right now. And I think that there's some practices that you just have to do to be able to overcome some of this pain. But
I also, let me stop you real quick. I also think it's okay to have moments like that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and I think that that's what people don't talk about. They, you know, I know for me when I was younger, I always felt like I would take 2 steps forward to take 5 steps back. But what people never taught me was it's okay. It's okay to have those negative feelings. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to feel like, you know, things aren't going your way and be upset. It's okay. That's natural. You're human. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, what's not okay is to stay there. You need to push yourself and get yourself out of that funk and remind yourself about all the great things that you have around you.
Every single emotion a human being has, it's okay. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just something that you're processing as this crazy human being. But I think, you know, you were just talking about how it's such a good practice of stewardship to take care of something that maybe doesn't have a high, significant earthly value to maybe attain something more, right? So that's a good principle in that. But it's the same thing with like pain or like real bad hardships that people have gone through that can't allow them to have happiness. It's so easy to say, well, it must be nice for you to be positive. Must be easy for you to be positive. I used to do that all the time to people.
Well, you struggled with that, though.
Yeah. You don't understand how negative and suicidal I was when we met. Very. So I had that downset like outlook on life all the time. You know, like, oh, it must be easy for them to always just be floating on clouds and look at butterflies. But those that love much have been loved much. Like there's principles, and those who have found positivity and happiness have probably really gone on a deep, dark hunt to find it, right? So,
well, in your pain, you grow.
Right.
You know, so pain is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes we need to go through those kind of things to grow.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
That's the thing that so many people, like, they want to say, you know, some people have been dealt a really bad hand. I'm not going to say they haven't. Some people really have. Some people have been held some stuff that's not fun. Other people, it seems like they haven't, but theirs is just different. But, you know, I think that the important part is to not use the stuff that you've gone through as a crutch. You know, there's stuff in my life I wish never happened, but at the same time, I'm thankful that they happened to me, as weird as that is, just because it's made me who I am. So, like, if certain situations didn't happen throughout my life, who would Jill be?
Yeah.
I may not have ever met you.
Okay, I'll give you an analogy. I'll give you a real story. It's not even an analogy. I got kicked out of high school for stealing because I was rebellious. And because
Wait, what'd you steal? Candy bars?
I stole candy bars.
from the box that they were doing the fundraiser, right?
I didn't mess around, man. I tried to flip them.
I just want to make sure people know you're not like a thief. You stole candy bars.
Okay, so
anyways, we're hungry.
Regardless, I got kicked out of school, a private Christian school, and another private Christian school would take me. So I bumped into this girl out there, right? Had I not gotten kicked out of that school, I wouldn't have met her, and we were an hour away. And the day we were supposed to meet, an ice storm in Rochester, New York happened in 1991. You can look it up. I only say that to say that only recently I've told you that I am grateful for my childhood and all the pain I had to go through my first 20 years, because if I didn't develop that rebellious spirit, I never would have met her. So you can look at things and be like, man, why'd that have to happen to me? Or you can say, okay, well, it happened to me. What does it mean? What can I make from it? It's going to happen to you either way.
Well, it's all your perspective.
It happens to you either way. Mm-hmm. The crap's going to come for you, and it's going to happen either way. And you can either say, okay, dang, it hit me. Or you can say, oh, it's over. It's all over. There's no in-between ground. Or you can play with those two the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So either just commit one way or commit the other way. But if you're going to commit, go. Like, get out of the funk. Get out of the nastiness of that negative thinking and that pain. Get around people who have had pain and got out of it. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. You know, you in order to have a fire inside of you, you got to be around people that are on fire, that feel freedom, that feel positivity, that are positive, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing you can do. Like, if you're not loving life right now, look at your circle, man. Look at who's around you and what they're talking about. If they're talking about meaningless nothingness all the time, sports, they're not helping you. Like, people got to be giving you something. So that's a whole nother podcast we already touched on. Get your circle right. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. What else? What else can we do?
Well, I think being thankful, having gratitude, we've talked about this before. We talk about this all the time, and we will continue to talk about it because I feel like it is literally one of the biggest things. And I think some people like to fly that word around, gratitude, like it's not really that big of a deal.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
You know, well, yeah.
Everybody should be thankful.
Right now.
Now.
You know, right now, in the month of November, they start November 1st, and they start posting every day what they're thankful for. That's great, and I'm not knocking that. I think that that's absolutely wonderful, but we need to do that on the regular. We don't need to do that just in November. We don't need to do that just before Thanksgiving. We need to be thankful for the little things. You know, it could be a simple thing as, you know, getting a lunch from somebody, a friend taking you out to lunch. Wow, I didn't expect that. Thank you for taking me to lunch. I mean, it could be somebody giving you a flower or whatever. You know, we have weddings every weekend. Some of them are at our venue. Some of them are not at our venue. A lot of times when it's at our venue, the brides at the very end, they will donate stuff to us, whether it be decor that we can let other brides use in our venue, or sometimes they give us their flowers because they're like, I don't know what to do with it, and I love flowers. So to me, I'm so thankful for that because I just absolutely love flowers. So, you know, just if you look at all the little things and you're thankful for all the little things, you'll also be thankful for the big things. You know, big things are easy to be thankful for. It's the little things that are harder to be like, oh, cool, thanks, yeah, whatever, you know. But like to really sit down and be like, wow, thank you. I mean, 2 weeks ago, my bride she got 250 white roses. And she's like, I don't want them. I'm like, I will take them. And I gave some to my girls. I gave some to my cousin. I still have them all around my house. They're still beautiful. They still smell amazing. I love it. And I'm so thankful for that. Like, and every time I look at that, I think of how great that event was. Mm-hmm. And how thankful I am that I had the opportunity. It's like all these little things that they add up, you know, and they give you happiness.
I can prove to you right now, if you say, I'm not loving life, how many times today already, since the time you woke up to the time you heard this, did you even look at something and say, I'm thankful for that? Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't even have to be anything. It could just be you waking up going, man, I'm thankful for this coffee. I'm thankful for these clothes, this house. Like, it could be so simple. Well, it's funny,
you know, we don't think about being thankful for stuff until we don't have it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, not to call out one of our kids, but one of our kids had some car issues, and, you know, they have 2 cars, but they were down 1 car, and it was like, it's okay. You know, I had a conversation with her, like, it's okay. At least you have one. Be thankful that you have 1 car, you know, you can fix the other one, whatever. And they had to go through that for a week or 2, I think, is the most that they went. But like, my point is, at the end, she's like, wow, I'm just so thankful I finally got my car back. I love my car. And it was like such a great moment for her to understand, to be thankful for all the things, not just, you know, the big thing. Because like the big things we don't think about. We just don't. It's kind of given. Like, you know, when people are trying to write their gratitude down, it's like, okay, what am I thankful for? They start writing, oh, I'm thankful for heat. I'm thankful for my car. I'm thankful for my house. I'm thankful for my family. But what about the little things?
Hopefully you're writing your thing. Hopefully you're writing every day. Hopefully you're reading and writing every day.
Thankful for this hot cup of coffee I get to drink in the morning.
Yeah.
Or hot running water. Not everyone has running water.
It's just wallowing. A lot of times it's wallowing. I'm not saying that there's not pain out there that needs to be processed, but there is a lot of wallowing and self-reflection on what's happened to us over and over and over and over. We're missing all these beautiful things we have every day.
Well, it's very easy to stay in that state because
feels so good.
It doesn't really feel good.
Well, it's comfortable.
But it's very easy to stay in a state of wallowing in your own sorrow. Like, woe is me. I didn't have the best childhood. Woe is me. I'm not a trust fund baby. Woe is me. I have to work hard to build stuff up. You know, I have to make a name for myself. I have to, you know, but if you change the narrative, change what you're saying to yourself, and changes your perspective, oh my gosh. It flips the script completely.
Oh yeah, if you went to bed,
start saying I'm thankful for my childhood because I'm who I am.
Oh yeah, then you can't. That's why me and Jill always say is all we do is win, because it doesn't matter. Your car could blow up. Okay, well that means something better's coming. It always proves itself to be true that way. Well, if you're living some of these rules and practices, right?
And we've said this before, you know, and I tell him this all the time. Nothing happens to us.
Nothing.
It happens for us.
Yeah.
There's always a purpose.
And you just
got to find it.
So many people we've had people tell us, oh, I could just believe that. You can either believe that or you cannot. And a lot of it just is like your intentions on what you want for your life, your intentions to say, I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to be positive. I've been so negative and so depressed for so many years that I had to sit in front of my kids and say, Dad's working on being a better man, and then go totally lose my crap, break stuff, lose stuff, everything, and then have the humility to come back to my kids again and say, hey, I got to try this again and again and again and again. Either you want to get out or you don't.
But the thing is, that's life, and I feel like this is where I think we're not taught. It goes back to what I was saying before, where I've always felt like I took 2 steps forward to take 5 steps back. And it's like, we were never taught that is okay to have those feelings. But you
still took those 2 steps.
You still got to keep moving forward.
Take 2 more.
You're going to have bad days. Shit's going to happen. I mean, it's just going to happen. And you have to deal with it. Like, you're going to get that unexpected bill. You're going to get certain things. That's just how it works.
And every time you're going to get that terrible news from a doctor at some point. Hey, but what did you do with your whole life the whole time? Oh, I know. I mean, we know these things, but we're acting like, oh, I'm a victim here, or I got a this or that.
But we can't let those little things take us away from not loving the life that we have right now.
It's so precious. Like, if you don't think it's precious, I heard this analogy. I'll give you $1 million right now if you tell me you won't wake up tomorrow. Who wants to do that? You won't even take $1 million not to wake. I'll give you $10 million tomorrow to not wake up. How much is your life worth? But you'll take all that money and throw it in the furnace and say, I can wake up tomorrow? But we're already like, man, I got to wake up tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's this. And you're already predetermining what tomorrow is. Mm-hmm. Man, that's so deadly to yourself, setting yourself up for failure. You should be setting yourself up for success, man. And the biggest way to do it is enjoy this moment right now. Like, wow, we're still together.
Well, there's power in being present.
Yeah.
Get around enjoying the moment.
It's only me and her out here sometimes. Sometimes that's all you need. Mm-hmm. Just one person to keep you going. It's very, very difficult to do it by yourself. I could not do this by myself. But if you got 2 or 3 people on your side, what's the excuse? Like, let's go. Mm-hmm. We should be charging each other up and encouraging each other to love life and do the best we can with each other, man, on all levels of life. Challenge each other on all levels of life. So if you're missing it, you're missing being in the moment like a little child, man. Don't ever forget that, right? You see something go by, you think it's nice, you want that. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Be in the moment. Don't ever say, I can never have that. That must be nice for them. You don't ever forget that stuff, right?
Well, the other thing, too, is don't ever forget it. But I do also think that we need to be happy for others.
For sure.
I think if that we're constantly being envious and jealous of others, we're not going... we're projecting out this energy that's not positive. It's very negative.
Yeah.
And it's not negative in the way that we're saying anything negative, but the jealousy and the envy is basically a negative feeling.
Yeah.
And, you keep putting out all this negative energy and negative feelings. What do you think is going to come back to you? You think positive is going to come back to you? It's not. You need to be happy for the ones that are doing better than you. You need to be happy for the ones that are making their breakthroughs, and you're wishing that your breakthrough was there. But your breakthrough might be just tomorrow. It might be another week. But your breakthrough is coming. It's coming around the corner if you don't give up. But if you are constantly being envious or jealous of somebody else because they're making their breakthrough, you don't know what it took for them to get to that breakthrough.
Yeah.
So don't stop what you're doing. Don't stop loving your life. Don't stop, enjoying every moment. Don't stop thinking like a child and being in wonder and awe of what could be.
Yeah.
Dream big and go for it.
Yeah, and you can't, exactly what you're saying, you can't be wishy-washy with it. You can't say, oh, I believe I can have it. Or I believe I can have a good life. And then all of a sudden you're like, man, I suck. Man, this happened to me. I can't believe it. Man, I'm staying here for a while. Oh, I'm going to be positive and impact other people and have a good life and live healthy. And, oh, man, this sucks. I'm going to go sabotage myself with all these things.
Well, and see, things don't always look the way we think they're supposed to look.
You got to commit, man. You got to say, I'm done with this
Things
stuff.
don't always happen the way we think they're going to happen.
Yeah.
So we need to take it as it comes and then deal with it. But I think that's where people get tripped up a lot is their expectations of what they think should have happened or how it's going to happen. And then it doesn't really happen that way. But at the end of the day, if they would just hold out and wait, I guarantee you at the end of that and they open that door, it's going to be exactly what they wanted. It just didn't look like it was going to be until it was.
The path is so different for everyone.
Everybody.
So many different roads to one destination, it's... Man, if you're going to miss it, you're going to miss it all. I said this on our walk. If you do not start appreciating life, I don't wish this on anyone, but a tragedy might have to wake you up. And it had to wake us up. You know, like God will, or the life or whatever you believe is going to take you to a place to say, hey, you sure you want this life? You sure you want it? You better appreciate this stuff because it can be taken from you like that, man. Mm-hmm. Like straight up just taken from you. And you can never see these people again if you don't take care of the situations. So you better love your life. Just like that walk we said, baby, love your life, baby. It is going by way too fast and we're running out of time.
And you're not promised tomorrow.
I'm not promised. I tell her all the time.
Enjoy today.
We can look back and we can say, man, or you don't have any time to look back when you're plowing the road going forward, or driving a car. You're driving a car. You look back like this. Where are you going to go? It's okay to look in the mirrors once in a while, but you got to stay focused on where you're going and put the gas down.
I don't know if it's. I mean, it's okay to look in the mirrors once in a while, but only to reflect.
That's it.
How much better you are. Not to look back and ponder on it and put yourself back there. Don't ever go backwards.
I only look in the mirrors to make sure I know where everybody is.
To remember where you're going.
That's it. I see where they all are. I know what's going on, but we should be focused going forward. And believe me, we have a lot of situations in our life that would be easy for me to just lose my shit on. But I tell you all the time, I'm like, we need to stay in the moment and stay in this. I don't care if it's a piece of pizza on a cold day. We're going to enjoy this moment, man. Because if you don't enjoy your life, your pain was for nothing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to have my pain be for nothing. I'm going to enjoy my life no matter what. All areas of my life. Right? Mm-hmm. So enjoy your life, man. It's TikToking is going, baby. So you better enjoy your life. That's a challenge for you. If you want to connect with the Stoic events, you want to connect with us on a personal level and build together, you know where we're at. High five. Let's get a good life. Have a great day. We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.